Back in August last year of 2019, I went up to the Drifter Fans event up in North Queensland that was run by a Buck from Mr. Buckarooni's channel. And he ran a drifter event up in Lake Tinaroo, which is in the Atherton Tablelands, up in North Queensland near Cairns. Beautiful area. If you've never been there, you should go there and have a look. Absolutely beautiful, the countryside around there. And they had a prize draw and a ticket, and I was lucky enough to win first prize. And my prize, the choice, was this KickAss 75 litre dual zone fridge freezer. Today's video is a 1 year review on this. So including the prize, I got the fridge slide and the cage as well. Prior to this, I had a 45 litre dual zone angle fridge, which I wasn't very happy with. As a fridge, it's fine, but as a freezer, I had issues because where I live in central Queensland, particularly in summertime, it gets extremely hot and it struggled. And the only thing I could put it down to, if you look at the construction of the angle, how thin it is. It's like that thin, okay? This one here, the construction of this is made for Australian conditions, okay? Yeah, it is from China, yes. But not all Chinese products are the same. So if you look around, there are some good stuff that do come from China. And in my opinion, this is one of the better stuffs that is made in China. So it's from an Australian company where their plant, the manufacturing plant where they make them, is based in China. And there's a reason for that. It's a cost factor, because we've got to be fair here in Australia. To manufacture anything in Australia here, with the high wages, etc., and the government regulations and work health safety and so on, it's virtually almost impossible. It's very difficult. Now there are some exceptions. Up in the sunny coast, there's Evercool. They do make a sort of fridge freezers, eskies and so on, and they also make to a price point as well. And again, some of their products are made to suit the Australian conditions as well in regards to the insulation. And that's a big thing, insulation. Okay, so if you've got good insulation on these fridges are not going to work as hard in these warm climates. So this thing, designed for us here in Queensland, in particular in Australia, in our heat and climate, it's got very good insulation. Now, I've owned this for a year, and it's very rarely in that year it's ever been turned off. So, am I happy with the fridge? The answer is yes. I couldn't be more than happy with this. If this broke down, I'll have no hesitation to go and buy another one. Because number one, it works brilliant as a fridge. Number two, very important for me, it's very, very efficient. Surprisingly, not something I expected, this is more efficient than my 40 litre dual zone angle. I kid you not. The 75 litre. This here, I can get longer run time out of my 120 amp AGM battery. Now when I won this fridge, and some of you that have been up to Lake Tinaroo, and I spoke about this thinking, you know, probably one of the first things I'm going to have to purchase after I get in this fridge is a high capacity battery, like a lithium. But I was surprised when I went and picked up this fridge and I ran some tests. this thing was consuming less power than my angle run as a dual zone. This run as a dual zone consumes, that's right, uses less power than my angle, in particular when the weather's really warm in our hot summer days. So I have not had to replace my battery. 1 year later, I'm still running that 120 amp AGM battery. So I think that's brilliant. That surprised me. I was so sure. Now, I am going to change to the lithium battery. Number one, because of two main advantages, it's a lot lighter. And number two, it's got a lot more capacity. So therefore, I could go for easily 2-3 days without having to worry about charging the battery up with my solar panel. So this is the same. I can easily go, particularly if I'm only running as a fridge, I could easily go for a couple of days, even longer, without having to worry about charging the battery. And that's if I'm camped in one spot and not moving around. Like if I'm moving around during the day, going for a drive, I don't even need to get my solar panels out to keep these topped up. But if I do, as you saw in the video that I posted a couple of days ago, I got my high voltage 250 watt solar blankets that sit right here and stay there all the time. They're only about 8 kilos. They're very thin. They don't hardly take up any space. So they remain in the vehicle all the time. So if I need it, they're always there. Now, like I said, I run this all the time. It's very rare I ever switch this off. So at the moment, I've just got it run as a fridge. So at the moment, I've got the front compartment running and the rear compartment is turned off at the moment because I went away camping over 4 days up at Bluff Creek, which you saw the last 3 videos were filmed at Bluff Creek. So I just ran it as a fridge because I was only away for 4 days. I didn't need the freezer. I mean, in summer, I run this as a freezer so I can run the ice blocks and so on to help keep me cool. That's one thing if you're camping in our summer heat, those Super Dupers, like little ice blocks you buy, flavoured ice blocks in the plastic sleeves, they're magic to cool your body core down. They make a huge difference. But then I don't tend to do much camping in summertime. I usually take a break over the summer break, and if I do go camping, I go camping on the beach where it's a lot cooler. So I just can't stand humidity. Heat's okay, but the humidity we get up here in Queensland is just unbearable. Even for us locals, I'm born here all my life, I just cannot get used to the humidity. So it just knocks you around big time. So now let's run by some of the features. Of course, they come with the bag included. So angle, the price you charge for your fridge freezers, even the fridge, any of them, those bags should be included, particularly when they're a real necessity in our conditions. Now these are included with the bag. Now it's claimed that you don't need the bag for insulation. So I found that interesting. So when I went and I met Clayton from Australian Direct, who helped design, he owns a company that sells these and he's helped design these. I asked him, because I went camping with him a year ago at the Drift to Queensland event in Bluff Creek. And it's almost a year to the day. And I asked him this very question. I said, how come you're including a bag with these if you claim that they don't need one because of the insulation? And he told me, basically, the main reason why he's done it is just to keep it, for those who want to maintain his fridge, not get any scratches, it's just a protected barrier. So he said you don't need it to help it to run a lot cooler because of the insulation in it. I choose to use it for the reasons that he mentioned, just to protect it so it don't get scratches and so on, because I like to look after my products. Even though I got this for free, I still like to maintain it. I might take it out of the bag one day just for a different look, because I tell you what, one thing, these fridges, they look awesome. The finish on these, I don't know if you see it, the finish on these, it's like a brand new car finish, the polish, the high finish, it's just amazing. And I got an awesome emblem on the side there, it just looks magic. So one day, I might just actually take this off and run it without this for a little while. I mean, when I bought it, the day after I got it here, I put this bag on and I've never taken it off since. So it's been a year, so I probably should take it off and just check and give it a polish and clean. So when I got some help one day, I got some spare people here, I'll get them to help me lift it off or take the bag off and put that back in. So I might do that. And then just to check on Clayton's theory, I'm going to run some more tests on the power consumption, because when I got this fridge, I ran a lot of tests to see roughly how long I'll get out of the battery. And those tests are quite surprising. In summer, on the hottest of days, with the freezer running in one compartment at around -18, about -16 actually, I think it was -16, and the fridge running around 3 or 4 degrees. If my memory calls me right, over about a 16-hour period, I think it averaged about 1 3/4 amp per hour. And that's at the hottest condition, those days that are running, 32 degrees plus, inside a hot shed or even out camping. And that was with an empty fridge too. These tests that I run, I generally always run these tests. When I run the tests, I run them empty to get a real insight on just how long they last. So, and that's real good going. My Angle fridge freezer was consuming a lot more than that. So when I get a chance to, I'm going to remove this bag and I'm going to run the same tests over a period, take some time over a period, and see if it does make any difference, because there is some insulation underneath this bag, as you can see. Now, the way the bag's designed brilliant. It's held in place by magnets, and it's also not like your other typical bags where the lid gets in the way. These ones here, let's pull it out actually. Let's pull it out. Okay. These ones here, as you see, so you can see the magnets. You can see they insulate on the inside as well. Now you can remove the lid, so the lid is held down by Velcro at the back. So you can remove the lid. Okay, so that lid will come up. I got sturdy, heavy duty stainless steel brackets here, latches. Okay, you can see. And another thing I like, it's got your conventional fridges at home seals. So if you see that, that's like a big rubber seal that you see on your fridges at home. So I think that's brilliant. So that's really good. Now you get an idea how thick that insulation is. Okay, look at that. That's probably nearly 2 inches. That's probably 2 inches there. So now you get an electronic panel. I haven't worked out, I don't know how to use this panel. I know in 1 year, I don't never use the panel. What I always use is my phone. So you get an app on your phone, but you just click on that. Now it's connected by Bluetooth. So as you can see it, I've got the left bin. So currently it's turned off. I've got the right bin. It's currently running at 3 degrees Celsius. So the left bin is slightly smaller than the right bin, but we'll show you that soon. Now what you can do also, because there's two separate, that's right, you can actually turn one on and one off. You could run both as a freezer. You could run one as a freezer, one as a fridge, or vice versa. Or you could run both as a fridge, or you could just run one and have one turned off. However you like to run this, you can do it. So it's virtually two fridges in one. So you can see I've got the one fridge because I've got some drinks in there to keep it cold. And with this I can adjust everything. I can adjust the temperature. I can adjust the battery protection, so it's got 3 levels of battery protection. A cooling speed, you can set a cooling speed. You've got your economy, normal and quick. I always use normal. I found normal is fine. And you've got your advanced settings. If you go into the advanced settings, basically it just brings up a 24-hour graph of the past 24 hours of your battery level, the voltage of your battery, and the temperature of the fridge. So you can, in the past 24 hours, you can see the graph there. You can see how it fluctuates up and down. And you can zoom in on different sections. So it's running between 2 degrees to about 5 degrees. So I've got it set at, what's it set at now? 3 degrees, that's right, it's set at 3. So it's maintaining between that 2 and 5 degrees. So once it hits up to 5 degrees, then the fridge kicks in. And it shows you what the temperature is in here. These gauges here shows you temperatures as well. So I just found it really easy just to use the app. So I've never found any reason to use, so I don't even know how you use that. I should learn one day. Now there's also, what I love about these fridges, and not all fridges have them, there's also a 12-volt cigarette lighter plug, and there's also 2 USB ports that I use a lot, and they're not the useless 1.2 amp USB ports. These are your full 2.1 amp USB ports, so you can charge your iPhones and your iPads, etc. with that, no problems. And I use that a lot. That's brilliant. It saves me having to install additional USB ports in the back here. You got your pockets here, you can put stuff in. Again, you see the way the fridge is designed, so the Velcro there. You can see how nice and shiny that is, and the big KickAss emblem on there, because it's what it's known as. The fridge is called KickAss, the brand. Now the fridge slide. The fridge slide is pretty good. I'd say it's probably the only item that I'm not 100% happy with. It's starting to play up a bit. It's getting a bit tight. It's a bit loose. It locks up, it gets stuck at time. So the fridge slide probably needs maybe a little bit more heavy duty, a little bit more work done on that. So, because I'm actually considering replacing this for something that tilts down, because you can see how high it is. I've got a foot stand on the side there. It's something I've got to stand on to actually access, because I don't have enough room to fit one of those MS drop-down fridge slides. And plus, even if I did, I don't want to, because I had one before, but they're just far too heavy. And you know what my channel's about, is to keep your vehicle weight down. So in regards to that, one day I'm going to take you with me. I'm curious to see, one day I'm going to go to a weigh station and see what my setup weighs before I put in my additional camping gear, you know, such as your kitchen utensils and so on, and water and so on. So I'll go there with a full tank of fuel, full tank of fuel, probably wise to do that. With the fridge empty, with the drawers empty, and weigh the vehicle. That way it gives me an idea just how much, you know, how much gear I can store in there, and how far I am below the gross vehicle weight that I'm allowed to take. Now we'll just close this so we've got some more room. Now you can see one of the problems, these get really tight at the back when you get to that point. It's not always like that. It's kind of an off and on thing. I'll just check to make sure, yeah, this is still filming. Yeah, good. Okay. Now the cage is brilliant. I love this cage. The only thing, now I think it's fairly simple to rectify really, and I'm going to do this rectifier. The only thing, I wish it was a little bit higher. Okay, the only reason I say that is because when I don't have the fridge turned on, like the one at the back, I'd like to prop it up a bit. Okay, so it airs out. But you can't do this with this because there's not enough room up here. So it's just a bit too low. I can't even fit my finger underneath there. So I'd like to see this a bit higher. So what I'll do one day is probably just run a little block about 1 centimetre high of timber in between the mounting point and the top of the drawers here, just to raise that up a bit, and I think that will rectify that issue. Definitely. And also what I might do as well is just bring this over a bit more. I've got it over too far this way. I thought I'd have it this way here, so I've got more room in here. But then if I go a centimetre this way, that's not going to make much difference. But if I do that, I've got more room for the plug here, and I won't have to leave the fridge out as well, and I'll have more room to store this here on a flat stable surface there. Now you can see it's got Anderson plugs, so they're flush mounted, so it's included. You also get your 240 volt power lead if need be. The only time I ever used it was the first night I bought it back here. I plugged it in the house there, 240 volt, to see how it worked, and tested it, and it tested fine. I was very happy with it. The next day I unplugged it, installed it in here, and it's been plugged in ever since. So these straps come with it. Okay, that's another thing. You can see how that's a bit loose, although even though that's loose, it doesn't rattle it doesn't shake when you're driving. So you got really, these straps are really good. These straps are quite pop. You got really heavy duty handles on here, and the straps are designed to hook on the handle as well. So what we'll do now is I'll grab the camera and I'll grab a footstool, and I'll show you the insides of this fridge here. So I'll just open her up. Before we do that, might be a good idea to grab my foot stand so it's easily accessible. So you can see what I mean, she's playing up the fridge slide. There's some issues with that. Okay, so that's what the top of it looks like. So you can see it's got the nice KickAss Outback Proof Gear Dual Zone emblem on the top there. So let's open one of these. As you can see, we've got a nice blue light there. So that light comes on automatically. So it includes the baskets that you see. So you've got one deep basket, and on this side here, you've got three baskets actually. There's 3 baskets. So the baskets can be changed either side, so you could have 2 baskets here stacked on top one of another, or you can have the one like there is now. So the quality of the finish, you can see how it's the quality. You can see the thick seal there, the size of that seal. So these are showing the baskets on the inside here. Now you can get an idea how thick that insulation is on the side. If you have a look at that. Okay, it's my hand. Just look at that. That insulation is actually thicker than the lid. So you can see I've got some veggies, few veggies, some eggs and cold drinks in there. Okay, so if there's any questions or anything you want to know that I haven't covered yet on this, just put a comment down below and I'll answer. And this is going to, once again, it's going to be a short video, but I enjoy filming videos, so I'm actually starting to enjoy being in front of the camera. I'm normally always behind the camera, and I normally always hide behind the camera, but the more filming I'm doing, the more confident I'm getting. Now, I don't, as such, plan my videos, so it's hard for me to say how long. I'll get an idea in my head. Like this morning, I thought, I might do a review, a 1 year review on the fridge. So within 15 minutes, I grabbed the camera, put it out here, thinking it's going to be a short video. But then, thanks for those that are still watching. I really appreciate it. Now, if you can put a like, subscribe, it really helps my channel out, guys. Now, it's taken a lot of time and effort to do this filming. Some of you that's done this, you know what's involved with the editing and the costs and so on, combined with the software that's required to use that. 85% of my viewers are not, the watchers are not subscribing. So if we can get a few more of those to subscribe, it'll help my channel out enormously a lot. So, I mean, the more subscribers that can get out there that join my channel, then it'll help me to get out more videos as well. So if I can get the numbers to watch, then I'm more keen to do more videos. For those 15% that are watching that have subscribed, thank you. Especially those who watch straight to the end. For those that do watch straight to the end, if you could put a quick comment down below and let me know that you watched the whole lot, I appreciate that. That'll be great. I'm curious to see what numbers that actually watch right through all my videos. So, and particularly this one, if you watched a whole lot from start to finish, put a comment down below, and thank you very much for doing that. So, yeah, it's a, what is it, Saturday? No, it's a Sunday morning here, I think. I've lost track of days. I think it's Sunday. As you know, last weekend, I can't believe it's already a week that it's been since I went camping down with Ian, Rob, Stephen, Annie, and the new guy that I met that builds those little camper trailers. Sorry, I forgot your name. I'm not very good at remembering names. I've got to know someone for a while before I can remember names. It was great meeting you. And little Ali. Little Ali is a little dog. If you watch my video that I posted on the Winterwell stove that Stephen owns, you'll meet little Ali there. It was great to catch up with little Ali. I hadn't seen her for 1 year with the COVID thing that's been going on. It's been 1 year. So I hope this compressor's running at the moment. So if you're wondering what that bit of a humming noise is now, because we had the top open there for a while, that compressor's running now. It hadn't been running the whole time I was filming. It was only when I opened that top. And now it's running to cool that down. So it's running now, so hopefully it's not annoying you. So again, if you're watching this right to the end, it'll help my channel a lot if you subscribe. My subscription rate, I've got a lot of, if you look back, I've got a lot of videos on my channel. For the amount of time and effort that I've been putting in, it's a little bit disheartening to know that there's so many people out there that's not willing to subscribe to my channel, which would help me out enormously for putting out extra videos. So if we can get some of those 85% of the people that's watching to subscribe, I'd appreciate that. That'd be great. So till next time, thanks for watching and cheers.